The Young President's Organization Q4 Global Pulse Index has been released today, and to unpack that, Khutso Mampeule, Executive Chairman from Lefa Group Holdings, and also the representative for the YPO in Africa, joins me in studio. Khutso, great to have you in studio today. Let's take a holistic view of the Global Pulse Index and what it's telling us about the general mood amongst young CEOs right now. Just unpacking that, it looks like more and more people are feeling more optimistic about where the economy is going, and there are less people who felt that the economy had deteriorated in Q4. What is your reading of the index?
Absolutely. It's indicating that globally there is an upswing on the mood, as well as optimism regarding both the sales growth that is anticipated by CEOs within YPO, as well as hiring plans that they have looking forward.
So they're anticipating stronger earnings in 2012, basically. They're planning to hire more people. That, of course, good for the employment picture. Unpacking it by region, we see that Canada comes in first place in terms of where they rate amongst confidence. Africa and Latin America come in and second place. Just give us unpack it region by region for us in terms of how the confidence varied across CEOs.
Absolutely. I think before I do that, it's important to contextualize YPO. YPO is a network organization of CEOs. We have 19,000 members from 110 countries around the world. The total revenue of YPO members is $6 trillion with employment of over 16 million people. So that's important for us to contextualize. As far as the unpacking is concerned, we see that this upswing is primarily driven by the improvement in confidence in the Americas, the United States of America, Canada, as well as Latin America. As far as Africa is concerned, we come second, tied with Latin America in terms of confidence. We have demonstrated a high increase of over 3.1 points, ranging to 63.6 points, which is just below the global confidence level.
The confidence also dropped, though, in some regions. Interesting, though, that Asia stands out amongst one of the regions. You would expect it would have dropped in North Africa and the Middle East, but Asia is interesting. Anything to read into that fact that it fell off in Q4?
Yeah, I think there were the three categories of laggards here: MENA, Middle East, North Africa, and then non-European Union, Europe, specifically the United Kingdom, and then Asia. As far as the Asian downgrade is concerned, I think it has more to do with market cycles, where for the first time we're starting to see that things have been slowing down as far as the growth of Asian markets is concerned. What is encouraging, though, is that despite the fact that Asia is coming out as one of the laggards, they continue to be one of the key investors, and they show optimism as far as fixed investment is concerned. So I see that as probably a temporary slowdown rather than something that should be regarded as a permanent feature.
So clearly preparing for longer term growth there. As you say, capital spending plans are still on track in Asia. Let's look at Africa. It only represents 4% of the global CEOs that were surveyed, but of course, as we say, coming in second place in terms of confidence levels. Tell us about the type of confidence that we're seeing, and unpack it for us region by region.
Okay, well, the optimism is really very encouraging. For the first time, Africa has got the highest level of confidence at 73 points, demonstrating that a lot of CEOs looking forward are very optimistic regarding their ability to realize higher growth of sales. And in the same spirit, we see that hiring plans for African CEOs is quite high, and this is significant because it comes only second to Canada and higher than all the other regions around the globe.
But very much skewed still towards South Africa, right?
Very much so, because YPO is weighted about 55% South Africa. That's where it was formed 35 years ago, and the greatest representation is here. But we have seen tremendous growth around the continent, and that's something that we'll continue to focus on.
As we see tremendous growth, are we going to include more CEOs from Africa in the survey? Because, as I said, only 4% or 80 of the CEOs that were surveyed of the 2,000 or so CEOs were from Africa.
Absolutely. Compared to the world, Africa has got 4% of CEOs, but YPO was formed 60 years ago and only formed in South Africa and then into Africa only 35 years ago. We've seen tremendous growth, but indeed the key area of focus for us as representative of YPO is to grow more representation of YPO, because it's a great organization and it can contribute significantly to the economic growth as well.
One of the big issues that many companies cite when doing business in Africa is the lack of skills, especially lack of highly skilled workers, and of course CEOs fit into that bracket. Just give us an idea of what is being done on the continent to enhance business skill leadership, and particularly training leaders for the new age world where we see business in volatile right now, and business models having to become more flexible in order to keep up with the change.
I think that's the biggest challenge that any business and any block of economic activity is facing today. We've got intense competition, we've got rapid change, we've got globalization, and all these factors must be dealt with effectively by business leaders. And it is for this reason that an organization like YPO it's a great asset to have and to belong to, because our mission is becoming better leaders through ideas and education exchange. And we back this mission by ensuring that our members have plenty of opportunities to exchange ideas, How are
you growing your representation though, and growing that kind of mentoring onto the continent?
The main reason is to bring in as many qualifying CEOs into the organization as possible. And once they are in, there is a very aggressive and very well-attuned mentoring program that ensures that our members get practical experience from more experienced members of our organization in an environment where there's confidentiality and trust.
And as you say, from global leaders who perhaps have experience to share with them. Khutso, great to have you on the show. Thanks for those insights today. Khutso Mampeule, Executive Chairman from Lefa Group Holdings.